All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, a lot of passion and a lot of really interesting comments on yesterday's TTOO video. All right, clearly, I was not expecting this 13 plus day. All right, so I am not here pretending that I thought good stuff was going to happen. I'm not here pretending I was expecting them to drop some news article. All right. I am saying the same kind of things that I said on yesterday's video, though. All right. So, more than anything, I actually want to I think today's going to be a really fun video, and I'm really, really curious to see how the comments come through. All right. The next one I'm going to look at is Path. Path is not quite a stock I'm familiar with, but it came up on the Discord group today, and yeah, it's definitely one that has caught my eye for sure. So, yeah, I think all that and more will be coming soon. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, especially if you can actually share the video. I swear I'm not that good at it, and it really does help when you all do that for me. So thank you when you do, all right? Look, let's get into TTOO and a few things right off the bat, all right? Yesterday's video, I was very pessimistic, all right? I for sure am not pretending that did not happen, all right? Definitely went up 13% today, and more than anything, all right, my main thoughts are, was it really justified? All right, I'll be honest with you, I don't think it was. Okay, clearly today was at least good enough to get us over the 8 moving average. All right, that's an important thing, and I don't want to take away from that, and I will very much talk about that shortly. All right. That said, just taking a step back, look, the news that came was basically, hey, mark your calendars for something coming up. All right. So my question to the team is, do you think people are gonna like still be excited between now and the date of the announcement? All right. I am not 100% sure about it, and my reasoning is down here. All right. So today, obviously, we had more people buying than selling. We get a clear day. A clear green day. It was a good day, right? The volume didn't even come close to our 50-day average. Excuse me. You can see the average 50 on the volume is 120 million. We are less than 50 million. All right. So today's news definitely helped bring people back some money. All right. Again, I talked about it on yesterday's video. This was at 60 plus cents not that long ago, and actually not under, but close to 30, which is roughly speaking a 50% loss right there, right? So today was an important day in terms of recovery, right? But today didn't bring back this level of volume where we're breaking the 50 average regularly. And don't get me wrong, it starts with not being there and then eventually doing it, right? So I'm not expecting like one single day to do it and go. Like, we definitely broke it this day but couldn't hold it, right? But yeah, volume's king. All right, I say that often, and if this average 50, this line is nothing more than a C, right? If you can't be better than the average and we're in school, you're getting a C. That's the top of the bell curve right there, right? So you got to remember, I'm not asking a lot for this thing to break, just to hit the line, right? Obviously, if you can break it, that's where you're starting to get into that like B minus range, starting to get into that A minus range. You can get into that A plus range. You see, right? Like the more you can break it, the better. But I mean, you gotta at least get to it, right? Like, all I'm asking you to do is have an average day. We are well below average the last few days, and to me, it's because of these moving averages. Look, we were here before. We've been above the line just in the last couple days, what really matters to me is also getting over the 20 moving average. All right. This right here is our money line. If we can get over 40, there is a lot of reason to believe we might be coming up to 60. That's a 50% move right there. All right. To me, it's not worth fighting from 34 cents to 40. I would much rather wait for 41 to come, 42 to even come, whatever, and then let's ride that up, right? So that's really what I'm, because end of the day, like it's a beautiful thing, and this was I think my favorite comment from yesterday's video. Good things happen over the 8 and the 20, good enough that you can go from under, basically, let's just say you can go from 8 cents all the way up to basically 64. That is a multiple of 8 that I can't do fast. I think that's 8 times 8, right? 8 times 8, 64. I'm like 95. Yeah, it for sure is. You can 8x your money over the 8 and the 20, all right? At the same time, you can go from a lot to nothing under the 8 and the 20. And there's moments where it looks like, let me just zoom. This is a good one. I talked about this. Look, there are moments when it looks like you're going to go over the 8 and then the 20 stops you. There's moments when it looks like you're going to go over the 8 and the 20 stops you, right? Like, that's what I don't know what's about to happen here. Is the 20 going to stop us again? It clearly did on the 5th, right? Or are we actually going to break this and go? I'm telling you, right? For me, that's the money line, okay? A lot of passion on this stock. My new favorite word is hopium, okay? Man, don't get high on hopium. I've done it before. I'm telling you, I got, back in the day, we're talking roughly 10 years ago, a little less than 10 years ago, maybe like 7 years ago, I was just huffing and puffing that hopium on weed stocks that I thought were going to make me a millionaire on Billionaire Island. You know what I mean? Yeah, it never happened, but it's all good. It is, because you learn from things like this, all right? And right now, we got to see what's going to happen with the 20. And one more time, all we did was get over the 8 moving average one day. One day means nothing in my book. You know, I need confirmation and follow through. We're looking for sustainable uptrends, not these little random pops and drops, right? So I'm still not liking volume. The RSI is looking interesting, but truth be told, RSI has been really tight, and it's actually done a little peak before and then kind of missed it, right? So I think I need a little more here. I'm liking that the MACD seemingly is stabilizing. It actually looks like it's almost a complete flat, so it doesn't quite look like it's done. Like, tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. I think tomorrow might almost be a repeat of this, where let's see if we can actually like make a strong move up to 40, or if we're unfortunately going to go down to 32. I think those are kind of the two numbers here. I'm not seeing an extreme drop. I really don't think it should. But 32, a close of 32 is actually a lot worse than it sounds. All right, maybe 31's the better number, but yeah, the 8 moving average, man, we gotta hold it, and more than anything, we really gotta get back over that 20. Okay, I think that is the key here. Weekly still, yeah, there's still nothing amazing on the weekly. I don't have too much here to say. So yeah, that's about here. Look, let me know your thoughts. Here's where I'll end this. Okay. So someone asked on the comments, what will FDA approval do if what will FDA approval do? That was essentially the question. All right. Look, I don't like guessing what can happen. All right, it really is a fool's errand to guess like a big movement. I see the past $200 history. I see that like this is 19, and then there's a hard climb to 60, right, with very little resistances. Okay, I do see all that. I really see that like this right here, this 12 is kind of the like lowest, like super old data, right? Like I see it all, right? I honestly believe you shouldn't be thinking this high, especially on a what if. There are a lot of people that are extremely confident that the FDA is going to give the approval. I have personally seen the worst sentence you can hear, which is not enough statistically something information. All right, that's basically the killer sentence with FDA stuff. All right, and to me, it's still an if. All right. I don't. Look, someone mentioned that Moderna's founder was a co-founder of this. Like, for sure, there are a lot of important things tied to these four letters that maybe I'm downplaying more than a lot of people want to hear. End of the day, this is nothing more than four letters till it proves itself. All right. I for sure did not know the stock back in the day. I for sure have no idea why it was $500 at one point. I am just not here to put that kind of value, that kind of even association with the stock that's only 34 cents today. All right. So this little rant right here was a lot more non-technical than you hear from a dude named the Chart Readers, right? But just from the heart thoughts. All right. And I swear everything I said was a little more TTOO specific than I wanted it to be. But dude, it really does apply to any random jumble of four letters. TTOO means the same thing to me as TOOT, as OOTT, OTOT, NVOS. You know, they're all just little letters that we're trying to hopefully let these lines tell me what to do with. All right. So yeah, sorry for the rant. Let me know what you thought. You know, I love you all. Okay. Path. I do not know Path at all. You can see it as I zoom out. I have no lines on this thing. All right. Path is an interesting stock. And as I look at it, this is the hurdle. This is that thickness between oh my gosh and oh my gosh. All right. So if you were watching the last video, even the ends of it, it's kind of the same. Like, please don't have $50 dreams, not even $30 dreams just yet. Okay. But if we can get over this, that's the gap fill start that might do some crazy things. Okay. I for sure see it. Okay. The next thing I love is how this thing is trying to break the 200. I've said it on every single video. Again, I don't care what the stock ticker is. I don't care if it's $1,000 big boy or big girl, or if it's a penny little nothing, right? 200 moving average is no joke. Tries to break it and can't. Tries to break it and can't. Man, it breaks it, but somehow it comes back down. Looks like we're trying to do it again. Like this 200 is a crazy little line, all right? It is a crazy little line. That said, when you break all five and fly, oh man, today's candle is as strong as it gets. All right. Very, very little wick on top. Like, look at it. The high of the day was 1812. We closed at 1808. I mean, most of the entire day, people were just, let me buy, let me buy, let me buy, let me buy. And looky, day after the doji says the truth, man. Today's a strong day. Volume is beautiful. Just a nice little steady uprise. Yeah, RSI is a little high for sure, but I know I looked at it. Yeah, we were up here. We were at 89. Day after, we were at 87. Right here in this little weak oh, that was only 50s? I thought that was higher. Here, was it this one? Yeah, 70s. It like lives in the 70s. I mean, this thing knows what to do. I actually don't know what this thing does. The weird thing, look, this is a technology sector stock. I'm not loving the NASDAQ CompQ, NASDAQ index. We're back under the 50. So there is a little bit of hesitation in my eyes as I'm looking, I hit cap lock, as I'm looking at tech stocks, okay? That said, this is beautiful. All right, this is a MACD that just came back into the positive. Like I said, this is a very, very, very healthy gradual increase in volume. And again, I see equal divergence on both, right? Like check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark's a good thing. For real, NASDAQ under the 50 is the only thing that scares me. You know what I mean? Where are you after hours? You going still? You're holding. I'll take holding. There's a lot to like. I mean, there really is. And like I said, if it can break this 20, and look, obviously, I don't think that was a perfect line, right? I just kind of drew a line right into this. But yeah, if we can get over this cluster, I think really, really interesting things can happen, all right? Let me know what the story was. Let me know if there was actually a reason on this. I honestly didn't look at it. I saw a couple people talking about it in the Discord group, right? But there are interesting things here to say the least, all right? The weekly as well. Give me a second, sorry. the weekly as well. Look at this thing, right? There's a lot of things that are saying I want to come up here to the 100 moving average. Again, don't have 100 moving average dreams just yet, because look, same story we had over there, we have over here on the weekly. Try to escape the 50, lose it. Try to escape the 50, nice little bounce on it. Next week should be really telling. I think this should have a really telling next week that hopefully might bring sustainable weeks here. Again, though, it's just kind of crazy to say that as I'm looking at this NASDAQ, right? Like, I'm not sure if we're about to lose the 50 and drop here, right? I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we actually kind of did it, right? So just be a little careful with tech in general. But yeah, individually, I like this daily and weekly chart a lot. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, as always, hey, thank you.